Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Sunday show on Africa Independent Television, AIT. It's been another week of drama and intrigues in the Nigerian social and political space with fallout of new sitting arrangements at the Nigerian Senate. Taking the top spot, the revolt of the senator representing Kogi Central at the Legislative House, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio took several dimensions as Nigerians continue to look out for the final resolution to the matter arising from the incident. During the week also, notable Nigerians joined former President Olusegun Obasanjo to mark his 88th birthday. In the midst of all of this, Nigerians still contending with the high cost of living. What makes it even more difficult is that the fact that basic goods and services are no longer affordable by the average Nigerian. A part of our discussion today will seek to demystify a system being deployed as a means to achieve high-yielding crops and animals and possibly tackle food security challenges, not forgetting their adverse effects from. Before we proceed, permits me to welcome my associate anchor, Makwen Joseph. Good morning and happy Sunday to you.
You are permitted to welcome me.
Thank you for the permission. So, how was your week?
Well, it's been beautiful, and I guess you're beautiful too.
Oh, I'm blushing. Thank you. Welcome on the show.
All right, good morning and thanks for joining us once again on this show. Truly, the rising cost of living across the country has continued to pose a series of challenges to citizens, with the government giving the assurance that it is striving towards making life easier for all. In reality, however, it is clear that the road to better days is not quite close. Henceforth, made to curtail the hardships faced by the citizens should be embraced. The adoption of technologies and special skills for optimum production in various fields appears to be the way to go. It is no longer news that Nigeria is suffering food shortages due to a decline in the level of food production by the farmers. In this light, we shall explore the potentials of adopting the much talked about genetically modified crops and animals to tackle food shortages, especially in Nigeria. In the meantime, let's take a break while we serve you items that made news in the week. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, are plants, animals, or microbes that have had their DNA changed using genetic engineering techniques. Many countries around the world have adopted this technology to perhaps make the production of food easier and probably improve quality of some crops and animals. The fact that experts have also admitted that the safety standards are not always met under some circumstances. We now have joining us a renowned administrator, Dr. Rufus Ibegba Hayes, the former Director General and the CEO of National Biosafety Management Agency, and former Chair, Africa Union Biosafety Forum.
Grab your seats and join us on the most fascinating 60-minute infotainment journey, showing on your favorite TV channel, Africa Independent Television, AIT. Analysis on topical national issues, news, sports, and entertainment are on the menu. It's a show you do not want to miss. It is The Sunday Show.
All right, it's still The Sunday Show on Africa Independent Television, AIT, and it is now time for our discussion. And this morning, we have the opportunity to bring to you the renowned administrator, Dr. Rufus Ibegba Hayes, the pioneer and former Director General and CEO of National Biosafety Management Agency and former Chair of African Union Biosafety Forum. Are you retired?
I'm retired.
But you're not tired.
Retired but never tired.
Good to have you. Good morning, Dr. Rufus
Personal
Ibegba.
affairs, yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, my pleasure.
You did a lot during your time in Greek and all the travels those days. We went to, I followed you to a lot of the
Ghana?
African countries.
Yeah.
And one place I enjoyed so much was when we went to Senegal, where their main BT cotton is their own oil, as Nigeria talk about oil exploration and all that. Glad to see you again after a very long time.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, and today we are looking at food and how can the genetically modified food help the government to tackle hunger in the country. But first of all, before you answer that question, I want you to, for the benefit of those who do not know what biosafety is, can you quickly just educate them?
Let me, I want to thank you for presenting me to this studio, an opportunity to talk to Nigerians again. The issue of genetically modified organisms have always been contentious, and it will continue for a very long time. Let me just quickly throw some light about on genetically modified organisms. Genetically modified organisms are products of modern biotechnology, which sometimes we talk about modern biotechnology. It's a scientific tool to alter living things, plants or animals, to your desired taste. For instance, you can genetically modify bitter leaf, that is moving the gene that confers sweetness on sugarcane and moving into bitter leaf, and the bitter leaf becomes genetically modified, and you have the taste of sugarcane. So in that respect, the bitter leaf has been genetically modified. There have been a lot of misconception about GMOs. GMOs are not products of chemicals. They are normal products, normal organisms, plants or animals, that you move a desired trait, which is gene. Gene is what confers the characteristics or behavior on any living thing. You can move a gene from maybe an orange and put it into corn, and the corn will have that gene, the desired trait from that orange, and become genetically modified. And what is biosafety? Biosafety are measures and procedures to ensure that genetically modified organisms are safe for human consumption and to the environment. It entails a lot of procedures, scientific and also administrative procedures, to see that these products do not cause harm to the environment and human health. But in that regard, we also want to know what are the possible harms that people are afraid of. There have been a lot of allusions that GMOs can cause cancer, it can destroy the environment. When you plant them, they cannot be replanted. You grow them, you cannot be replanted again. Those are not true. Those are fallacies. Genetically modified organisms they are like conventional products, conventional crops. For instance, genetically modified maize, which has been genetically enhanced to be able to withstand this insect infestation. In that case, it has not changed the maize from its natural one. But the only thing is that you move a desired trait from one organism that will make the maize to be able to fight insects. In that case, you don't need to use chemicals. So most of these agitations against GMOs are economic. They have economic reasons and also trade reasons. Because with genetically modified organisms that have insect resistance, you don't need to use insecticide to control.
Insecticide or pesticides.
Pesticides. So in that case, you discover that those companies that produce insecticides, they will be agitating because the likelihood of them losing their market is their patronage. So those are some of the reasons why you see GMOs being condemned here and there. Before I go into other areas, I also want to say that the Nigerian government has put in place very strong mechanisms, regulatory measures to ensure that GMOs are safe to the environment. So those fears that have been, being bantered about, Nigeria don't need to be afraid of that. The National Biosafety Management Agency is one of the best agencies in Africa. It has what it takes to ensure that biotechnology is applied safely and the products also enhance food security. And when you talk about food security,
the pioneer DG of the Biosafety Agency
Management Agency
in Nigeria.
Yes.
And you were on that seat for about 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
Now, how much has your office been able to help the government to better the lot of having to have, like where he comes from, Plateau State, their main product there is
Irish potato.
Irish potato.
Yes,
Yeah,
I wanted him to
potato,
mention it because these days you discover that we see more of the diseased potatoes.
Yeah.
So did your office at that time, both past and present, are they working with these farmers really to
You
have
see, what
the very best?
what the agency is doing basically is to regulate the technology and also the products that come out of the technology. The National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency has the responsibility to promote, to drive the use of biotechnology, while the National Biosafety Management Agency is to ensure that the activities of biotechnology and the products are safe to the environment. So when I was in the office, as a matter of fact, the current commercial genetically modified products we have in the market were approved by me when I was in the office.
Which are?
We have BT cotton, we have maize, and we also have cowpea.
Okay.
And these are the major ones that right now being developed for farmers to plant. And so far, the result has been wonderful. The farmers are very happy with the product because they now use less chemicals. And also that BT maize, it also has the potential for it to be grown in areas where there's drought. So it has two advantages. Insect infestation is controlled, and also it can grow in critical environments where you have drought. So you see, the truth is that all these products are being developed because they have specific good aspects. And the issue of food security. When you're talking about food security, we'll be looking at it from points of affordability, availability, and also nutritional safety. So the biotechnology has the potential, really, to produce enough food that are wholesome for the populace. And those who agitate for, let's go, they talk about, let's go the way our fathers were doing it. You cannot be talking about the way your fathers were doing this in this modern world. It means Nigerians and the world is going to starve. The world is almost 7 billion. And the population of Nigeria is moving up every day. We are not even sure the number of our population, but I think we're over 200 million. So science and technology will definitely continue to drive the economy of the world and also food security. So the Nigerian government has put in place research institutes. I think we have about 13 or so agri-research institutes, commercial universities, National Biotech Development Agency. We also have the conventional university that are doing genetic engineering. So, and the federal government has accepted the use of genetic engineering as one of the tools to enhance food security.
That is the reason they established the agency.
Yes, to ensure that these processes are safe. So the government has put in place the balance. These products are going to be produced. And the regulatory aspect of it, the National Biosafety Management Agency. So the federal government needs to be commended, and people should not be afraid of GMOs. And also, let me also say that most of the crops Nigerians are talking about, they are genetically modified. They are not genetically modified. like the watermelon, the potatoes,
The mangoes.
the
We can see
mangoes.
some very
Those
giant
big mangoes
mangoes.
have been bred through grafting.
Grafting and
Through
budding.
grafting and budding. Orange is budding for it. While the mangoes are, these are true, they call it conventional biotechnology.
Okay, let's talk.
They are not genetically modified.
Let's talk about the negative news, the bad energy people keep people injecting into the citizenry. They keep saying that, saying all sorts of negative things. Don't you think it's important for the government or the biosafety agencies to also double up on their publicity or encourage or enlighten the citizenry on the safety of this genetically modified food?
You see, you have brought me up from my resting cocoon to come and talk about technology, about safety and all that. So it is one of the efforts individually and collectively and the government institutions are making to see that the public is properly enlightened about GMOs, or about safety. You see, as I told you earlier on, there is a connection between trade war, economic benefit. Those who are campaigning against GMOs, they talk about that it can cause cancer, that when you grow them, you can no longer grow them again. They destroy the soil. Those things there's no truth about what they are saying. But for the awareness creation, the federal government is doing quite a lot in the area of awareness. You also have the National Biotech Development Agency, that you have the Open Forum on Agricultural Biotechnology, that is one of the arm of the biotech agency to see that the public is, awareness is created. But it's not enough. And you know that this issue of awareness probably is high, very costly. And apart from that, Nigerians are looking for negative news, political issues, National Assembly fighting, armed robbery, 20 people are killed. When we're even talking about safety, they'll be talking about what they won't even want to listen. They don't want to even get involved. So the truth is that until the society becomes more enlightened, these issues will continue to.
Now, Dr. Begba, which of these food products, mango, cowpea, possibly the potatoes, which one can Nigeria say this is the one we have officially given the permission to be released into the
the seller said,
because like I mentioned, Senegal.
Yeah. The truth is that,
Is
you see, in Nigeria, we have already approved genetically modified cotton for insect resistance. We have also approved cowpea. That cowpea, before now, farmers could lose up to 70 to...
A lot of people don't know what is cowpea.
Beans, the normal beans.
Regular beans.
The regular beans. Farmers have been losing almost 70 to 90% of the field because the insect feeds on the flower and the pod. So it reduces the productivity on the field. So farmers are quite, excited about this product. Because right now, instead of spraying to 10 or more times, they may not spray more than once. And that once may not necessarily be for that particular insect, which is maruca that has been destroying the pod on the field. So it's an excitement to say that we have something that it is first of its kind in the whole world. The genetically modified bean we are talking about, it is first of its kind. Even though the gene, that's the material that was transferred into the conventional beans we have in Nigeria here, came from Australia. But the development, the transfer of the gene to the Nigerian preferred variety was done in Nigeria here. So you can say almost 70 or 90% of Nigerian involvement in the production.
Is the beans on the market?
Right now, it's not in the market. That will tell you that those who are saying that people are dying because they ate GMOs, these are just not true.
So what is the noise about?
As I told you, there's a trade war.
A trade war?
Trade war, economic reasons. Those who are producing chemicals to fight that particular insect suddenly realize that with these genetically modified beans,
they are already beginning to scare the citizens.
They are already going to lose patronage. So they now give money, some of them give money to these NGOs or environmentalists who may not really understand what the technology is all about. To say, oh, they are bad, they are killing people. It's not true. Another major thing is this telomerase. That is another one. Yes. That is the third one. So that one is for drought tolerance.
Is it also been released in the market?
It has been released as well too, but it's not in the market. They are trying to multiply them to have enough for the farmers to grow.
Now let's still talk about. We're talking about grains now. Like we talk. What about animals?
Yes,
Let's
so
see.
Like the pigs, the goats, the cows.
currently in
that we
Nigeria,
trek from Abuja to Sokoto.
there's none that has been genetically modified in Nigeria. But there are some that have been...
All the animals.
In Nigeria, none is genetically modified in Nigeria. But we know that there are some trials in sheep, and even cow has been done somewhere in some other countries. These things have not actually been released in commercial quantity because it is more difficult to genetically modify cowpea or animals than plants. And also the demand for plants is also higher than demand for meat per se, because a lot of people can eat plant products without necessarily eating meat. And also plants also commands higher demands in large quantity compared to, so people are...
And some of the plants contain the protein that the meat has. So
of course
there would be no necessity for looking for the meat. That is one. And number two, the economic factor.
The economic factor, and again, you look at it, if you are to take 20 years to produce genetically modified goat, and you take 7 years, 10 years to do genetically modified... You prefer
to go for the plant.
So there are some other reasons, and also it's quite scientifically technical to come out with genetically modified animals. But also there's a genetically modified salmon, which is as big as a cow, but...
In Nigeria?
No, it's not
outside?
In Nigeria, outside the country. And again, you cannot release those ones into the wild, inside the water body. They have to be confined.
Another challenge I want to bring here is labeling, because you cannot, as a Nigerian, say you are not eating genetically modified food when you have canned food like corn, the beans, and all that in can, even the meat as well. We have a lot of that in shops, in supermarkets. And Nigerians, some that are screaming on top of their voice, saying, we don't want genetically modified food. But you go to the supermarket, you buy, and then you open and put it in the microwave, warm it, and then food is ready. So what do you say to Nigerians in that respect, in terms of labeling? Because I don't think that is happening.
You see, the labeling, there's a labeling clause in the National Biosafety Management Agency of 2015 as amended. It is mandatory that it must label all genetically modified products. And again, there is also a labeling regulation which also defines modes how to label each product. That define the method how those labels should be done. And again, if you go to some shops today, you might even see them. Chili, you can read, you see it contains genetically modified ingredients. Some of them, they are used as carriers. It may be soybean or even maize that has been crushed to increase the volume. So it is labeled. There's no GMO in the world that is not labeled. As far as we are concerned, Nigerian GMOs are not already in the market, but there are GM products that have been processed in the market and they are well labeled. They are foreign products. They are well labeled. And the National Biosafety Management Agency has an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with NAFDAC to say that all genetically modified foods that are already processed, before NAFDAC processes those things, biosafety permit is obtained to take a closer look at the ingredients, genetically modified ingredients that is used in producing their product. So there is that collaboration between government agencies, or among government agencies, to ensure that there's a seamless safety measures that are put in place. So the idea of labeling is not because of its safety, but it's because of consumer choice. The consumer must know what he or she wants to consume. So those are the things people must understand. And again, you see, the issue of products is like, government is like an attorney that acts on behalf of a client. It's the government that will protect the citizen, to tell that, look, we have done due diligence in this, is safe. It's now up to you to accept it or not accept it. It will not be labeled. So you cannot say, because you don't want GMOs, Mr. A should not eat GMOs. If Mr. A say doesn't want GMO, Mr. B wants GMO. It's a free world, and the government has said these products are safe. So allow those who want GMOs to eat GMOs, and those who don't want GMOs, they are labeled, so you can eat other things.
But I still would want to talk on the sensitization. I think it's very, very important, because as much as bad energy is coming into the society, it is important for the good energy to be spread into the society at the same time.
Yeah.
I would want a situation where the government can step in to improve on the sensitization of the citizenry on the need for the fear to be eradicated?
Yes, let me also thank Dark Communication for giving me this opportunity to be here. This is part of your collaboration, also giving back to the society.
Yeah.
You, the media, must also be involved in this to help government and help citizens to properly enlighten about what the product is. Government cannot do it alone. There are so many challenges the government is grappling with. So the issue of sensitization, there are some budget for it, but grossly inadequate. And most times discover that the government is looking at what can we see immediately, something that is physical, something that can easily be transformed. They would rather want to advertise, we have built a road, we have built roads, we have done this. What do people want to say? Oh, they will clap for them. But the full security, it is very important. So the government must put in money to let Nigerians know what we are doing in the area of food security, what we are doing to ensure that this product it gets to you safely. We have put in place safety measures so that the people will eat freely without being afraid. And also believe in government agencies. Nigerians doubt a lot.
Yes.
So if you do not really convince them, nobody will believe, and they will run away with products that can run away from products that can really help in the area of food security.
I've happened to meet one of those persons that belong to one of these NGOs who are against genetically modified foods, and we ran into ourselves at an eatery where I know that 50% of what they serve there in terms of potato, that's chips, and then chicken and all that is enhanced. And this person, they served them this food and he was eating it. I just looked at him and I laughed. This eatery is here in Abuja. It is here in Nigeria. And people eat, nobody has been going in there to eat something and come out to say, I have cough, catarrh, or whatever, or any problem. So what exactly are we afraid of? That is what I want to ask Dr. Begba.
Well, I've said it, maybe I repeat myself. There's a trade war for economic reasons. Those who don't want it, it's for their personal gain at the expense of the generality of the Nigerian people.
Is the fear just for television? Because I'm talking about this person's eating this thing. See, I don't want to mention the name of the eatery.
Yes, I know. Let me tell you. But let me also say that the chips you are seeing, the chicken, they are not genetically modified. Like that chicken you are saying is through selection. It's a selective, when you, sometimes among chicks you discover they have some special quality. Those are what they will not mix them up. They are not genetically modified, that's the truth. And again, those people you are talking about, they go to America to go and eat genetically modified food and come to Nigerians and tell Nigerians, look, don't eat this. It is a deceit. And I think Nigerians should listen to what government agencies are talking about, even though there are not enough forum for them to.
Very well. Now let's talk about what's the difference between genetically modified food and the improved variety?
Genetically modified, they are also improved.
Okay.
But the one I'm talking about improved variety, like now the genetically modified organisms, they are also improved. But the method is different.
Yes.
The method between genetically modified organisms and conventional breeding is through also another improved variety. So
right. Okay.
The difference is like, under normal reproductive condition, you cannot do some certain things. But modern biotechnology has given the opportunity to do that. For instance, you can move a gene from orange and put it into mango or maize, which cannot happen under normal circumstances. Once that gene is done and it's confirmed that it has taken effect in that organism, it will carry that gene for life. That is the only thing that is being modified in that orange. But people would think that GMOs are chemical.
Dr. Begba, is that why I ate egg in Canada and it's tasting like Titus fish? I don't want to get your face to answer.
Yes, it is possible that they move the gene from fish.
Eggs in Canada, it tastes
it's
like
possible that they
fish.
move. Yeah, normally they can alter the taste of an organism. If you like a particular taste, you can take it from another organism and put it into the chicken, and the chicken will produce.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We've done more than we've done more than.
We would have loved to continue this discussion, but
there's going to be a part 2.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. We need to pull him out of retirement.
I'm happy that you can help government to really. I have an NGO. Which is also dealing in environment and
okay, so we'll be doing that.
Thank you so much. We'll be speaking with Dr. Rufus Begba, the pioneer Director General, Nigerian Bar Safety Agency, and we say thank you for coming to enlighten a lot of us this morning.
Thank you for bringing me out from my resting abode.
Oh, definitely. We'll keep bringing you out because we need to talk more. We need you to talk to Nigerians more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. The program continues shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Grab your seats and join us on the most fascinating 60-minute infotainment journey, showing on your favorite TV channel, Africa Independent Television, AIT. Analysis on topical national issues, news, sports, and entertainment are on the menu. It's a show you do not want to miss. It is The Sunday Show.
Well, that was interesting development. Like they say, whatever that is worth doing well. That can be said when it has to do with adoption of technology, especially in things related to consumables. It's that time for us to take you through the world of entertainment and sports. Vibes and Sounds is up next.
Hello, welcome to the Vibes and Views segment on the Sunday Show. My name is Anu Awojabi. It's time to relax to some entertainment stories. The creative industry has been paying tributes to one of Nigeria's eminent scholars, culture and tradition icon, Professor Laz Ekweme, whose contributions to the industry cannot be overlooked even at 90 years. Lazarus Nnayelu Ekweme was born on January 28, 1935 in Oko, Orumba North local government area of Anambra State, southeast Nigeria.
There were 3 Igwe Ekwemes before me, so I was not the first son, but because my brother was involved in politics and other commitments in the country, my people thought that, he and my people agreed that he should not be Igwe, and that's why I came to be asked when I retired from the University of Nigeria to be Igwe.
Laz Ekweme, now Igwe Ekweme IV, is Nigeria's first professor of music and musicologist par excellence, a renowned scholar, actor, choreographer, and orator. Can Ekweme's contributions to music, theater arts, and African studies, both in Nigeria and internationally, ever fade off?
I called him a national treasure. Igwe attended the best of music schools in the world, Trinity College, and his PhD was from Yale. And not only that, he also taught in most of the very renowned institutions, including his alma mater, Yale University, which is an Ivy League school. He was the music director during First Act 77. He's done quite a number of remarkable things for Nigeria. He has helped to put Nigeria and indeed Africa on the global map when it comes to culture and when it comes to music.
AIT Entertainment and Lifestyle visited the creative department of the University of Lagos, where Professor Laz Ekweme lectured for close to 30 years before his retirement in the year 2002.
Professor Laz is our big masquerade. He's a legend. He's our father. It means a lot to us. He's one of the founding fathers of our department and a highly respected professor when he was here in the University of Lagos. He mentored so many musicologists. He is a man of many parts, a dramatist, a musicologist, a musician. He is the first professor of music in Nigeria.
Professor Ekweme, apart from being a music lecturer, he was an English linguist. Prof will always correct your English. He's versatile. He's not just a musician, he can act, he can dance. There was this drama we're going to put up, and we're going to do these Indian dances. To my greatest surprise, Professor Ekweme went to buy the fabrics. He bought the fabrics himself, and we made the costume, and Professor Ekweme was on stage choreographing Indian dance.
Scholars and culture enthusiasts say Nigeria and indeed creatives would be grateful for Laz Ekweme's giant stride achievements. The Anambra State-born traditional ruler, Professor Laz Ekweme, was a public orator for the University of Lagos from 1988 to 1998. And that's my package for you on entertainment news. My name is Anu Awojobi.
What is mine that you mindful of him? The Son of Man that you take care of him. Who can fathom the depth of your love? Your love is so crystal and pure. What is man that you mindful of him? The Son of Man that you take care of him. Who can fathom the depth of your love? Your love is so crystal and pure. Unquestionable God, I have a question. Unquestionable God, I have a question for you. Who am I that you're mindful of me? Who am I that you take care of me? question for you. Who am I that you're mindful of me? Who am I, oh God, that you take care of me? Oh, unquestionable God, I have a question. Unquestionable God, I have a question for you. Who am I that you're mindful of me? Oh, oh, who am I that you take care of me?
This fruit is not natural. Oranges actually do not exist in nature. They are a result of humans crossbreeding different species of plants and fruits to make this orange. And orange is not the only example. If you look at bananas, ancestral bananas, you see the way nature intended these bananas to be were very small, full of seeds, and not sweet. Even ancestral apples, if you look at the ancestral apples, they were very small, full of seeds, tart, and not sweet at all. The fruits that we eat today, found out as supermarkets, are not natural. They are the result of human selective crossbreeding over centuries ago. And this was done to make them very palatable, full of sugar, low in fiber, and very sweet. If you are managing your weight, managing diabetes, managing hypertension, trying to ensure that you don't move above pre-diabetes, you should be very mindful of the kind of fruits that you eat. Did you know that things like sausage, hot dogs, processed meats, bacons, and processed foods and processed drinks are classified as group 1 carcinogen by the international body that classifies what is and what is not cancer? Now this means that they're in the same category with things like cigarettes, asbestos, alcohol, and ionizing radiation. But we never see a commercial or warning label on any of these products warning us about the potential harm of developing cancer from consuming these products. Yet every 50 grams of processed meat increases your risk of developing colorectal cancer by 18%. That meat is being transformed by salting, curing, smoking, mentation, or other processes to enhance flavor or improve preservation. That is cancer. That is processed meat.
With entertainment, sports, and newsmaker segments, we draw the curtains on the show today. Please continue to share your views and opinions on our social media handles. We shall see you again next week, same time, same station. Bye-bye now.
Yes, have a wonderful time.
You too.